There's a question I want to ask you before we go any further. Not a comfortable one, not one you can answer quickly. What do you actually put first in your life? Not what you'd say in church, not what you'd post online. I mean, the real answer. The one hidden in your schedule, your thoughts, your first move every morning and your last move every night. Because whatever gets your attention first, that's your God. And most of us are worshiping something without even realizing it. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because I promise you this isn't going to be another sermon that makes you feel guilty and then leaves you there. I want to show you something that changed the way I live. And if you've ever felt like your life is busy but empty, successful but hollow, full but somehow still searching, this is for you. And if it hits you the way it hit me, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what you put first. I read every single one. Here's the thing nobody tells you about priorities. You don't choose them with your words, you choose them with your attention. Think about your phone, the first thing you touch when you wake up. Is it scripture, or is it a screen full of other people's lives? Think about your stress. When something goes wrong, where does your mind run first? To prayer or to panic? I used to think I had my priorities straight. God was important to me. He had a slot. Sunday mornings, maybe a quick prayer before bed if I remembered. But everything else, my career, my relationships, my reputation, my plans, those got the rest of the week. Those got my energy. Those got my anxiety, my ambition, my late nights. God got the leftovers. And I told myself that was fine, until I noticed something. The parts of my life I gave to God were peaceful. The parts I kept for myself were chaos. There's a verse that used to just pass me over, but now it stops me every time. Jesus said, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." Seek first, not seek eventually, not seek when it's convenient. First, before the job, before the relationship, before the plan you've been chasing since you were 18 years old. Here's what I didn't understand back then. Putting God first isn't a religious obligation. It's not a box to check so He'll bless the rest of your life. It's the thing that reorders everything else into its right place. When God is first, your work stops being your identity. Your relationships stop being your source of worth. Your fear stops being the loudest voice in the room, because the loudest voice is now His. Think about a wheel. God at the center, and everything else, your job, your family, your dreams, your money, like spokes coming out from that center. When He's in the middle, everything moves in balance. But the moment you replace Him with something else, success, a person, comfort, control, that wheel starts to wobble. It might still spin for a while. It might even look fine from the outside. But eventually, something breaks, because nothing else was built to hold that position. Only God was. That's why the first of the 10 Commandments isn't, "Don't lie" or "Don't steal." It's this: "You shall have no other gods before me." Before anything else is addressed, before behavior, before morality, God addresses order. Because He knows if He's not first, everything else falls apart eventually. Not because He's insecure, because we are fragile, and only He can bear the weight of being first place in a human heart. I think that's why so many of us feel exhausted. We're not lazy, we're not weak, we're just carrying weight that was never meant for us because we put something else in the seat that belongs to God. Our job was never meant to be our identity, our relationships were never meant to be our security, our plans were never meant to be our peace. Only God can hold those things, and when we try to hold them ourselves, we break. So how do you actually put God first? Not in theory, in real life on a normal Tuesday. It starts small. It starts with your first thought in the morning being His, before the noise of the day gets there first. It starts with bringing Him into the decision before you've already made up your mind. It starts with pausing in the middle of your stress and saying, "God, you first. Not my plan, yours." It's not one dramatic moment. It's 1,000 small surrenders that slowly rebuild the order of your life. And here's the part that should give you hope instead of pressure. You don't have to get this perfect today. Nobody puts God first flawlessly, but every single day you get to choose again. Every morning is a new invitation to reorder your heart. I believe there's a reason you're watching this video today. Maybe your life feels a little out of order right now. Maybe something's been eating at you, a restlessness you can't quite explain. That's not random.
That might be God, gently pulling your attention back to Him, reminding you where you belong, not at the center trying to hold everything together yourself, but surrendered to the one who already is. So here's my invitation to you, not a guilt trip, an invitation. Tomorrow morning, before your phone, before your to-do list, before the noise, give God the first minute, just 1 minute. Tell Him He's first, and watch what starts to shift. If this spoke to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And in the comments, tell me what's one thing you're going to put second starting today so God can finally be first. I want to hear it.